So I'm on my way to the first race of the season, and I mean, I've done races before, but for some reason today I just feel like I don't want to do it. I mean, and I always get this way. I think it's just nerves. And so sometimes the hardest part is just going out and getting on the bike and getting started. I've trained. I think it's the fear of failure, or maybe that big, Tour de France crash that you see on TV or whatever. I just get super nervous, and I mean, I know I can keep with the group. I guess I'm afraid to fail, but I got to go out and try it anyways. But these road races, man, I really get nervous about.
Turn left onto Tiffin Avenue, then turn right onto Oakdale Drive.
But if I want to have my goal of doing well in that stage race, I've got to start doing road races and get in shape and get used to racing again. So I'm gonna do it. This race is the first road race of the Maumee Valley Wheelmen road race series, or race series. It's up a club based out of Toledo, Ohio. And early on, we had a neutral start to the first turn, and pretty quickly I realized that no one's really wanting to get out front and work. So after a couple turns, I decided I'm gonna make an attack. We're going way too slow. We're gonna let people hang around that shouldn't be there. So I just make a little attack. Nothing too big. Just maybe try to stay around 300 or 400 watts for maybe like a minute or two, see if anybody will bridge up with me. There's one guy that pretty quickly shut it down. He came right up to me. It's this guy in the green. He was the strongest rider in the field. Pretty soon after this, I think I make another attack. He chases me down again, and then the whole group's with us. He makes an attack and he's gone. So after the first lap, this guy in the black that's taking the turn right now, he makes an attack. And so I've made 2 or 3 attacks by this point. No one chased the first guy down. So I'm just gonna sit back and let someone else chase him down. Now you can see those 2 guys, one guy follows them, those 2 guys open up a little bit of a gap. And I'm sitting here thinking like, all right, now someone's gonna come forward, someone's gotta take it over. Then steps in this guy who gives me a heads up on the way. I think he realized I was doing some attacking and whatnot. So he's like, hey, let's go get him. So I hop on, follow him up, and pretty quick after this headwind section right here, I look back and I realize no one's with us. So I'm telling these guys as I'm going by, I said, hey, let's keep our momentum, we got a gap. And so I jump on the front and I make a pull so we can open it up. And we work pretty well together at this point. And so here in the front, the guy's turning around, he's organizing us. It's just us 3 right now, saying, hey, let's do some shorter pulls at the front. Let's keep this wide. I mean, at this point, we've got a little bit of a gap. But then this happens. That turn had a little bit of gravel on the outside of it. We were going hot into that from the downwind section, turning right with the crosswind. When he did that, his brake somehow like rubbed the side of his wheel, and so he was out. At this point, it's just me and this guy in the black, and I'm thinking, man, that guy was the strongest rider that just had his near wreck, and thinking, man, it's gonna be tough keeping this going. So I'm telling him what happened, and we decide we're still gonna go for it. I mean, at this point, we've got, I don't know, I'd say 10 to 15 seconds on the group, and so we keep going. This guy on the blue rider that last year was not the greatest, and I think even on his Strava profile for this, he says that he was getting dropped in the C races last year, and so this race was big for him because he comes up, makes the break. He actually really established the break, so yeah, he improved a lot over the off season, but he helped us keep this going with him bridging up. So here we're in the final turn, taking the right hand right into the headwind section for the final stretch. The guy that's the third guy in the screen, the further up one, he's an A group rider that had gotten dropped. But right after the turn, our guy in the black makes a pretty early attack for the win. And I mean, I remind you, it's a headwind. So the guy I jump behind, I'm thinking, all right, I'm either going to let him drag me back and go, because I know I don't have the stamina to make that whole attack from there. Well, sure enough, he puts in a heavy attempt or a heavy kick to try to catch him, and I just ride his wheel. And right there I realize he doesn't have anything left. So I try to make the jump right from that point. And if you watch my watts, man, I didn't really have to go too hard at any point. So I tuck in behind him and realize he's dying pretty quick. So I just make my strong, calculated push, not turning too many watts, just in the 400, 500 range, and take it to the line right there for a second overall. Again, that one guy in the green was long gone. I don't know what off-season program he was running, but he tore the rest of us apart. So, first race of the season, done. So that race went way better than I anticipated. You know, and to think that I didn't even want to do this race. I was nervous, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good mentally about it. I don't think I was prepared for it. But man, when I got on the road, the legs felt really good. Doing the right things, it's paying off. And, you know, I need to use this as a launching point. I need to go forward, and I need to take this with me to White Lake. That's my A goal for the year. It's good stuff. Raced my bike today. Had fun. It's a little chilly, but it was fun. I worked with a group of guys. We made a breakaway work. Let's keep doing it, man. Let's keep doing it. Till next time, just an average cyclist. See ya.